cholesterol leave this body forever. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Live Healthy, Look Good. Yes, you got it right. We're going to talk about cholesterol today. Actually, if you watch the entire video, I'm going to do an experiment, the first time ever somebody does such a thing on YouTube. So if you watch the entire video, I will make your cholesterol disappear from your body forever. Obviously it's not true, you know, okay? But you should watch the video anyway, till the end, I mean. In this video, I'm not going to repeat what I've said in the article. In the article related to this video, which you can find the link to just in the description down there, there are very important information which I invite you to have a look at, because I tell what type of fats do what in terms of cholesterol. So you will need to combine these two information. It's a very short article and there is a table. You can just watch the table, but I will invite you to read the whole thing because it's very interesting, hopefully. Cholesterol is produced by our body. Therefore, it is something that we need. What's the purpose of cholesterol? Cholesterol has a purpose of rebuilding cells to promote the creation of some vitamins like vitamin D, which is the one that we take from the sun, and actually is the only one source of that vitamin that matters, because you can eat as much food high in vitamin D and it's never enough, so you need the sun. And also eat, and I'm going to now receive the attention of the bodybuilders, it promotes the creation of many hormones such as testosterone, yes, the one that makes you build muscles, okay? So we need it. Another thing that we need to know is that cholesterol present in food has little to no effect to our whole cholesterol levels. So again, bodybuilders, you eat eggs, keep eating them. People, you can eat eggs. Obviously, you should speak with your doctor before doing so, but yeah, pretty much there's not so much difference that eggs will do in your cholesterol levels. Of course, if your doctor agrees with me and if you are a healthy person in the average condition, so you have no conditions or things that will compromise your health. As I was saying, cholesterol is produced by ourselves. It's the liver that is in charge of it, and it does it through triglycerides and glucose. And as I said, it has a very important purpose which we need. What it has, it's a particular thing, it's hydro-repellent. And guess what? Our blood is made of water mainly, and therefore we need some proteins to encapsulate this cholesterol and to bring it in the tissues where it's needed. Okay? These two proteins, because there are two, are the ones that we all know as a bad cholesterol and good cholesterol. Actually, is a LDL or HDL. The first is low density lipoproteins, and the second is the high density lipoproteins. And what it really matters at this point is that it doesn't really matter how much cholesterol you have in your blood, but the most important thing is the relationship, the ratio between the LDL and the HDL proteins. Okay, the LDL are the ones in charge of bringing this cholesterol from the liver to the tissues, and the HDL are the ones who do the other thing, so they bring it back to the liver from the tissues. What cholesterol does, LDL does actually, if it's not brought back to the liver, it stays in the blood vessels, the arteries, And there is when it creates problems such as clotting or eventually hardening of the arteries and taking to heart diseases like arteriosclerosis, which I'm not going to go in detail because you probably all know what it is. But anyway, it's something really bad. You don't want it to happen. Food high in cholesterol, as I said, is in my article in the blog, so please have a look at it. Another thing, though, that triggers the production of cholesterol is insulin. There is an enzyme called hydromethylglutaryl CoA reductase. I am sorry, this is the Italian name. I have no idea what's the English name because I was too lazy to look for it, and because it's a completely useless name which you have already forgotten if you have remembered in your life. So we're gonna call it Goofy from now on, okay? Because it's much easier. So Goofy is triggered by insulin. Insulin, as you know, if you've been following me from the beginning, or if you have watched my carbohydrates videos, or if you have read my articles in regards to carbohydrates, is produced in order by the pancreas in order to bring all the glucose that we have in our bloodstream into our, hopefully, muscles or the liver, where it's stored as glycogens, and the one in excess, it's turned into fat. Yes, that's the sad part of glucose. And insulin does that thing, okay? But so whenever we eat carbohydrates, and again, there is another content that I think I haven't made videos about because I probably have mentioned at a certain point in my last video about carbohydrates, and it's about the glycemic index or the glycemic load, which is the one we would probably want to take care more. And the glycemic load determines the amount of insulin that is needed to bring all the glucose into the muscles or the liver or however, to be brought away from the bloodstream. And it's calculated by the whole meal that you eat, which is why it's more reliable than the glycemic index, which I invite you to have a read on my articles about. Insulin, so the more insulin we have, the more cholesterol our liver would produce, thanks to Goofy, or the enzyme, which has that horrible name. And another thing that happens is that when we have an abundance of this cholesterol, all the cells that need cholesterol to be brought by LDL, so the low density lipoproteins, they do not pull out their receptors. So if we don't have so much cholesterol, all these cells, because they need it, they pull out these receptors and make it easier for them to get cholesterol around. But in case we have an abundance, they just say, okay, I don't need to work, I just will get it from the LDLs independently, I don't need to stress out too much. So they will also pull out these receptors and will be less likely to be picked up by them, okay? So it's very important, and in fact, it's not a coincidence that all the medicines that are sold to control cholesterol levels, they just inhibit, they basically, they I would say stop, inhibit, I think it's an actual word, but they will stop this enzyme from working, from triggering, from enabling, okay? Then another thing that happens is that if these LDL proteins oxidize, they are no longer recognized by the HDLs, which are the ones that need to then collect them from the blood and bring them back to the liver and eventually being excreted through the intestine. They don't recognize them anymore, but they still do the bad things that another non-oxidized LDL will do, which basically means it's a mess. You don't want it to happen. So it's really very important now to know that you need to eat a lot of fibers, a lot of vegetables, and a lot of fruit, but not only because of the fiber themselves, which will slow down your metabolism of food, which will obviously therefore reduce the glycemic load, and they will also help you to excrete them, but also because fruit and vegetables are rich in antioxidants, which would prevent this LDL from oxidize. Okay, and this is the very important thing that you need to know about cholesterol, along with the one on my website. I hope I made a very short video. It's never so then when I do the editing I say, oh my gosh, I've been speaking for ages. But yeah, if you've been resistant enough and you didn't fall asleep, hey, hello, I'm here. It's the end of the video. Yep, good morning. You can click the like button, even if you didn't like the video. I don't mind, really don't mind. You can just click the thumb up. And obviously you should subscribe to this video, to this channel, because of this video and because of the previous videos and because of the future videos that I will make, hopefully. And also click the ring bell icon, which will notify you whenever I publish a content, which I would love to make all around your needs. So you're welcome to leave me a comment down there to say what you would like me to talk about, as well as sharing this video, because cholesterol is very important. So please share it with your friends. I won't mind at all. Actually, I will thank you very much in advance for it. And another thing that I want to say is what I'm going to talk about from now. So in the next video, I'm going to talk again about fat. It's going to be the last video where I will speak about fat. You're welcome. I know it's too much. And it's the metabolism of fat. It's not a very complex thing. It's not like the carbohydrate thing. So this one is going to be short and very, very synthetic, hopefully. And then from fats we will move to proteins, and from proteins we will move to micronutrients and eventually probably water as well, or fluids. And once we have all this information collected together, so you have this framework, I will finally give you some more explanations on what to eat, how to eat it, because you will know what is what. Okay, so thanks for watching. In the meantime, if you want me to make some contents that you are interested about and you don't know or you're not sure, just leave me a comment below. I will be happy to read it. And thumb up, subscribe, already said. I'm becoming old and I can't remember things. Thanks for watching. Bye.